I want to bring this debate to a close with that specific allegation that the Congress threw that, information is not shared, because that's an important part of any democracy. Manish, I'm sure you would agree that what Aparajita Sarangi says is something that we should all agree with, that some things can't be discussed in the open parliament, but they are discussed pretty threadbare in parliamentary standing committee meetings. As a defense correspondent, I've seen some of these reports. Many of the minutes of the meetings are redacted because they're of a classified nature. I was looking at some of the research. Rahul Gandhi skipped the first all 11 meetings of the Parliamentary Standing Committee on Defense that he was a member of between 2019 and 2020. I don't know what that attendance data is thereafter, but the sense is that he continues to throw allegations on the issue of national security while being continuously an unserious politician, not making use of forums where he can easily get such information and put questions to the powers that be.
I can respond to that in a multiple number of ways. I mean, I think the Honourable Member of Parliament spoke of Defence Committee. There was a Defence Committee where a chairman of a Defence Committee made a report, Parliamentary Defence Committee, and he was fired from that Defence Committee. He was a BJP Member of Parliament. The first in the history of India to be fired, because parts of that Defence Committee report said that India had very low stocks of ammunition. So let's not get into the question of what happens in the Defence Committee. The question is broader. The question is much broader. And that question deals with I think if you all go back in the history, after 60 we lost. It was a blunder. I mean, there's no two questions about it. But what was Prime Minister Nehru's response after that when this was supposed to be discussed in Parliament? I think you all know that history as well. So the point that one makes is that, patriotism, they say, is the last refuge of the you-know-what, right? I mean, for us, the process of patriotism is to be able to question facts, to be able to question the opposing point of view. And
intent of the questioning that is being questioned right now, Manish. It's the intent with which the questions are being put, whether it is genuinely about national security, whether it is, half-baked facts sort of folded into the, impulse to embarrass the government, score brownie points. That, I think, is the real question here. I don't think anybody doubts the intention of asking genuine questions.
I would respond to that by saying, look, I think if there is a political aspect to it, then the Honourable Minister has given because of the deplorable statements that he's made. But please don't question our integrity or our patriotism. I mean, listen, on China, at the end of the day, my impression is we all have the same, at the end of the day, we have the same stand. And if the government needs support, we are more than happy to give it. But that doesn't mean that we cannot ask questions, and that does not mean that our intent is questioned. I mean, I think that is something that I would personally disagree.
Aparajita Sarangi, last word to you. I'll give you the last word. Are we going to see a greater degree of alignment between both sides as far as China is concerned? Because I mean this in the clearest way possible. China is a country that takes advantage and squeezes advantage out of everything that happens in India. When they see the two big parties squabbling in this manner, in a substantive and insubstantive way, they see advantage, they see faida, and they make use of it in ways that we may not be able to perceive directly. They do it on social media, they do it during their advocacy and lobbying in other countries. That's the reason why I'm asking you as the ruling party, are we going to see a greater degree of alignment between both sides on this conversation?
I would just pray to God that this happens. See, in matters of national security, I think Congress and other opposition parties should act more responsibly, sensibly and more maturely. This is something, the word immaturity always comes to our mind when we listen to these people. I think in these matters they should act more mature. And as far as Prime Minister Modi's government is concerned, I can say with pride that we focus on development. If we develop these areas and if we are firm, we are aggressive and we are strong, I don't think there is any problem for any of the Indians living within the boundaries of the country. The defense budget has gone up by 13% this year, and this is so very good. We are at 5.94 lakh crore in 23-24 and it was 5.25 lakh crore last year. So we know the defense budget must go up. Our people out there should be provided. All equipments must be there. The BRO budget, you know, please give me 30 seconds. I am here with facts and figures. I don't get into general statements. You know, the BRO budget, the Border Road Organization budget, in 21-22 it was 2,500 crore. In 22-23, Prime Minister Modi increased it to 3,500 crore rupees. So I think on all fronts, even the Arunachal Frontier Highway worth 27,000 crore rupees is actually underway. The work is underway. So I think on all fronts we are doing our job, and I would, through you, I would request the opposition parties, especially the Congress, to work with us with a broader heart. That's it.